Well, today we're going to start out and take a little tour of this side bed by the house, and we're going to see how many palms are in this area, and which I don't even know. We've planted several, so we're going to look at all the palms in here in this area, including the little seedling palms that we put in this area. And of course, we'll start off here with a bang. We'll start off with our big mule palm, which gets protected some here. And this palm, as you can see, is getting really huge. And kind of some big news is I'm not sure. I'm 50-50 on if we're going to let this palm, if we're going to protect it this winter, or if we're going to go ahead and protect it, replace it. With one of our, we got a waggy palm that's getting too big for a pot. So we're going to see what happens. And but anyway, we'll. If we get real lucky, this palm could go through winter with no protection, but I'm kind of 50-50. It's starting to get so tall because we're cutting off the fronds that it's almost too tall for this area, except later in the year when the fronds come down. But anyway, we'll get a look at some of our other palms, including some of our little ones here. So here we go. Well, the mule palm was number one, and number two here is this Sable Etonia, and it looks like it's doing okay. We've just barely protected it a little bit. It's up here. All these palms are in a pretty protected spot by the house, but that's number two in this area. And number three here is a regular Sable Minor Baker. And number four on our list here is this pretty large Sable Birmingham. Starting to get a little trunk on the bottom, and it's about 5 feet tall. Looking pretty good. And this palm, we ended up protecting it this last winter at -6. These have always taken damage for me somewhere below 5 degrees Fahrenheit, especially at 0 to 5 in that range. And some of the little palms that don't get a lot of attention back here is we've got a little Trachycarpus back there, number 5. That's going to be going up this wall back here in the back. We may have too many palms. We may have to, sometimes I have a plan A, B, and C. So if some of them, something happens to them one day, we hope that some of these other little small ones will take over. And palm number 6 is a little Sable Minor. And palm number 7 here is a little Sable Minor. Probably this one's going to be in too close to some of the stuff, especially this needle palm we're about to show next. Palm number 8 is a needle palm. Been out here a few years, starting to put out some bigger fronds. And palm number 9 is recently moved. It was showed on our little shorts if you want to see it. A big Trachycarpus fortunei. This one's getting close to the second story window up there at the top, about 2 or 3 feet from it. And palm number 10, which is probably another one that's going to be too close, but maybe just kind of a extra backup, is another small Trachycarpus fortunei. And palm number 11 is this Trachycarpus fortunae Bulgaria. And what we're hoping here is these 3 or more palms will go up this large brick wall here, and so they won't be as jumbled when they get up taller here. Palm number 12 is this sable minor, one of our larger ones, and doesn't take a lot of damage here. It's unprotected and just had a little bit of spotting this year. And palm number 13, we have a Trachycarpus fortunae. And this one's getting a little bit of a trunk, but we've had it a long time here. And palm number 14 is this little needle palm in here, which we hope if this Butea, which is next to it here, something happens to it later on, it'll take over this area. But it's a really slow growing one here. I think it's multiple ones together, so they're crowding each other out. So we'll see how it does. And palm number 15, we'll count it as the big Butea. And the blue Butea here gets wrapped up every year. Take down to about 15 degrees, and this one's getting pretty tall. This is probably 8 or 9 feet tall. And palm number 16 is this sable minor, regular sable minor. And palm number 17 in here is a sable minor Louisiana. And palm number 18 is another little sable minor. And palm number 19 is a little seedling over here by the wall, sable minor. And palm number 20 is a sable riverside, which we know gets real big, but we tried to put it over here in a real protected spot here just to see what it does. And who knows if that one will live. But anyway, that's the tour for today. So that's one area. And now we know how many palms are in this area. And it's a lot, 20. So there you go. And hope everybody's having a good day, and we'll see everybody later.